Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. Coming into 2026, and let's hope we can throw out more videos in 2026 than we did in 2025. I don't even know how many videos I put out in 2025, to be honest with you. We did a bunch of stuff. We looked at a bunch of books, a bunch of indie books, including the best indie book that you've never read. So check my catalog of videos and we go over some pretty good books here on this channel, but we also do comic book hauls. As now I am in the process of trying to get rid of stuff that I don't want and try to complete runs or complete runs as best as possible. Um, because obviously I am not going to get Amazing Spider-Man #1 anytime soon unless I hit the lottery. But um, we're just gonna keep trucking on, and hopefully I can complete some runs. And don't forget uh, to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of stuff. We do all kinds of hauls. We do. I got videos coming up. We do some dives. We're gonna do some deep dives into some indie books. I'll just explain that in a minute. Um, Not in this video, actually. Next video, we'll do some. I'll talk more about the deep dive we're going to do into an indie book from the 1980s. Um, but we have a Marvel book that is coming up. We're gonna look over some interesting things about this Marvel book, and we're gonna get into that. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, please. I'm just another comic book guy. I know there's a lot of comic book video people out there on this channel, this YouTube, and I'm just a guy. I'm not a condition snob. I'm not looking for near mint. 9.8, 10.0s all the time. And we're gonna go over this. So let's get into the first haul. This is an eBay haul. I bought from this person before, and there's the video a couple of videos ago, and I got a large Batman run, mostly in the 200s, and they were mid low grade, but I got them for like 2 and a quarter a piece, so I wasn't going to complain about it. I went back on, and she had a bunch of other stuff, Avengers books, um, and again, same thing, mid low grade. This 133 is definitely, I think she had it as a fine minus. We got some pen up there. It's got a crunch down here. It's dirty. It's not, the white isn't white. But, I got it for $2. So I can't really complain. I got this for $2. This one's in a little bit better condition. This was a fine plus Avengers 140. These books I did not have in my collection. These Avengers books, 140. What did I pay for 140? $3. Uh, so $3, a little bit better condition. It's got a dog ear up here, but it's a pretty solid book. Pretty solid book. Not going to complain about it. Next we got Avengers 142, and 142 I also paid $3 for. Again, this is another fine plus book. Again, another one I didn't have. This next one I did have, and this is an upgrade from what I had. My copy of Avengers 186 has Penmark written all over it. Somebody traced out all the figures in pen, and it was bad. And a lot of these books that I had gotten, the older Avengers, I got some old Spider-Man, and they were okay. But I got some older books when I first started collecting with my friend. He knew somebody else, and the guy's like, "Oh, you collect comics." He had like 3, 4 stacks of books. No bags, no boards. They were just stacked. And he goes, I'll sell them to you for, 10 cents off cover price. And I was like, okay. And he had Avengers 186 with all the pen mark on it. And I wasn't interested. I said, it's got pen written all over it. I'm not even interested in that type of book. And I think he gave it to me for free from what I remember. And I had it, I still have it actually, but it was just a placeholder until I could get an upgrade, and I did. And this one was $4. So with shipping, it was like $4. It's a Fine Plus. It's actually it looks better than a Fine Plus. It looks like a really, you got some spine ticks there, but um, but I think it's better. It's slightly better than a Fine Plus. It's clean. It's nice. She also had Giant Size Avengers #3, which is a decent, again, what was it? Fine Plus, and it's a nice copy. No, I can't argue with that. And I only paid what? What did I pay for? $4? $5. $5 Fine Plus, with shipping included. And she had another one, Giant Size Avengers #5. I don't have any Giant Size Avengers books. So, and this was again $5. Same price as 3. So to get a couple of Giant Size Avengers, in Fine Plus, she put fine, very fine for this one 5, and it does look nice. It does have a dog ear here. You can see that the square bound is not so square anymore, but again, I can't complain. I'm not looking for near mint of this stuff. Um, but she also had 2 other books that I've been trying to gather up. One is Mr. Miracle #24, a great Michael Golden art. I love Michael Golden. Um, you know, and she had this one for, $2. I got it for, with shipping it was $3. Again, I can't really complain about that. But the big one, and the most expensive book that I bought out of this, uh, was this one. It's really nice. It's a Jack Kirby, Mr. Miracle #15, first appearance, origin of Shiloh Norman. And it wound up being, I got it for $7.50. This is a very fine book. It's a really, really, really nice looking copy, really nice looking book. I would say it's definitely a very fine. $7.50, with shipping, $8.50 for $8.50 for a very fine copy. First appearance of Shiloh Norman. Yeah, I was happy to get that for $8.50 with shipping. And that was it for this haul. I think I averaged $4.45 per book. What did I get? I got 8 books, and averaging 4.45. Again, like I said, Mr. Miracle was the big book. That was the one I really wanted, but to make it worth it, uh, the shipping costs and everything. And she had a bunch more, I was able to get these. Not complaining. These are solid copies. Fine plus, very fine. I'm happy. So let's take a break. I'll break out. I have another eBay haul that I want to go through in this video before we wrap it up. So give me a minute and I'll get the books together. Okay, we're back with the next haul. Now, the previous books that I got were more vintage books, right, from the 70s. Into the 80s. Were they all 70s? Yeah, actually, they might have been all from the 70s. Maybe into the early 80s for Avengers 186, right? These are more toward the modern spectrum. So it was like two different things. But he had one book in particular that I was really interested in getting, and the price was right. And I says, well, let me see if this seller has other books that I'm interested in, so that I just don't, buy one book. It wouldn't have been worth it with the shipping to just buy one book. So I went through his books, and he had a bunch of books that I was interested in. So I says, okay. So I got a bunch of books, along with the one that I really wanted. And I think it worked out for me, because I got 12 books, and I paid less than $1 shipping. So I think it wound up being, yeah, yeah. I think I paid not even $3 a book here. So under $3 a book on average for these books. And actually, all of these books were the same price except for the one that I'm going to show you. So let's start going through them. Hellstorm. Um, I did a previous video where I got a bunch of Hellstorms, and I have issue 1 and 2. I bought issue 1 and 2 when they came out, and I'm like, you know what? Let's complete this run and give it a read, and um, see what it's all about. I remember reading the first 2 issues, and they were decent. They weren't too bad. Um, so I said, let's try it. Let's get this book and complete this run. So I got Hellstorm 10 and Hellstorm 12, and that was that was it for Hellstorm. So we had those 2 books, and then he had some Deathlocks from. Um, this was the second Deathlock series. They did the 4-issue Prestige miniseries. What was that, in the 90s? Dennis Cowan. And then they spun it off. I guess the miniseries sold so well, they spun it off into its own series. And I want to try to get this series and complete this run, because I like Deathlock as a character. I like all of these type of characters. So Deathlock 25, Deathlock 26, and then Deathlock 30, Deathlock 31, Deathlock 32. I like that cover. That's a nice cover. Actually, I like this cover too. I'm interested to read these. And then this is the last issue, Deathlock issue 10 from, what was that, the 2015 miniseries that they did. um, I like this cover. Edmondson, Perkins, Mike Perkins. I like Mike Perkins' art. Um, so yeah, I got that when I saw it. I got it. I'm interested. I want to complete this run too, because I heard that was a good story. These next 3, I'm I'm trying to complete this run. I'm very close to completing this one. Darkhold, Pages from the Book of Sin. This is issue 5. Once again, another mid-90s where the Punisher showed up and everything, and Ghost Rider, because these were the marquee famous, popular characters at the time. So they were doing that. So Darkhold issue 5. I have most of this run now, because I also got Darkhold 11 with the black cover, and then Darkhold 14. So I only need, what, 1, 2, 3 issues to complete the Darkhold run. And of course, one of those issues is the last issue, which is going to be a pain to get, but you know, at least a pain to get it cheaply. It won't be cheap, right? But we'll see. You know, but I want to do that, and I want to reread this because when this came out, I had read the first three issues, and at the time I was like, I don't really, I'm not really into this. Don't really like it. So I stopped after three issues, and then like a year ago, somebody was talking up the Darkhold, and I said, you know, I didn't really like it from what I remember. And he was like, "Oh, you should give reread it because you know it's been so long. You'll probably love it." So that's what I want to do. I want to check that out. Now, this last book is the book that I was looking at, um, and it's not near mint. It's probably very fine. It's a nice looking copy, but it is Sensational Spider-Man number 39. As many of you know, if you're watching the videos, I've been trying to complete this run, and this was the last issue I needed to complete the run. So I now have the entire Volume 2 Sensational Spider Man run. I have the entire Volume 1 run as well. But this book, I was looking around and it was 7.50, you know, $7.50 all day, all the time, or more. And I was trying to get it cheaper than 750. Um, the seller had this on his page, and it was 450. So you know, $3. Like I said, I didn't quite pay a dollar for shipping for these books per book. So for you know $5 and what $5.40, you know, I saved a couple bucks as buying it from other places, and you know, yeah, it's not a near mint, but that's fine. I think before I mistakenly had said that this was the death of Eddie Brock, but it is not the death of Eddie Brock. It is just it features Eddie Brock as Venom. You know, Eddie Brock's dying of cancer, and it features him in the story. Um, but yeah, these are books that I'm interested in reading and seeing how good this run was. Of course, this run started as Marvel Knights Spider-Man with issue 23. It went to Sensational Spider-Man, and yeah, I was out of comics at this point. But now that I'm back in, I'm interested in finishing this run, which I did now, and reading it. And that's it. The two eBay hauls, more vintage books, as we saw, you know, the Mr. Miracle, the Giant Size Avengers books, Avengers 186, and then the 140 books and 133. Again, a lot of these are mid to low, you know, mid low uh, condition. The 186 is decent. The Giant Size Avengers are they're decent, you know, and the Mr. Miracles are decent. The Mr. Miracle 15 here is very fine. It's a really nice copy. These are all really nice books here. The Darkholds, the Deathlocks. These are super nice books. So you know to find this stuff for you know $3 a book, and this was what did I say, $5, 5.50, 5.40. You know, and these were not even $3, actually less than $3. They were $1.79 each, and I paid what, like 90 cents a book, 80 something cents a book for shipping. So you know, 260, let's say, per book, not even $3. So 260. I'm happy with it. Um, and thanks for watching again. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all of you who watch the videos. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all when you comment. And I do answer all the comments. I just don't ignore, you know, because that's why I'm here, right? To interact with you out there. And yeah, let me know what you think of this haul. And as always, we'll see you in the funny pages.